Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. I want to talk about voter demands for a second. Let's just say I mention that concept. What comes to mind? Well, for most normal people, it's probably something along the lines of standard of living, freedom, the ability to have access to opportunity, and do for yourself, provide for your family. And of course, we could talk about public safety, foreign policy, no endless new wars, the list goes on. This is usually what's at the top of mind for your regular, normal, rational voter. Things that benefit me, things that make my life good. But in today's world, it's a little bit different. At least it's different for different groups. That may be your outlook, but when it comes to deranged blue anon leftoids, people like this.
Take one to no one?
Why don't you try it?
No, thank you, other girls.
No,
thank you, other girls.
He'll be in jail by the time he gets to rectal.
People who seem to have different priorities entirely when casting their votes. What do they want to see? Well, they want to see the continued weaponization of the justice system. They want to see their DAs, they want to see their politicians abuse power to stop Donald Trump at any and all cost. They want to see full-on lawfare, especially in these big Democrat zones, these big Democrat cities. That's what we're talking about today, as Democrats show us, once again, that statement is unequivocally true. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so the corruption is happening right before our very eyes, and apparently, according to Democrats, it's perfectly normal. You won't believe who was spotted. So just the other day, Democrat voters in Fulton County made it quite clear. They have absolutely no issue with abuse of power, embezzlement of funds, corruption, unethical behavior, the same unethical behavior that Fani Willis was caught on tape, or on the record rather, supposedly fighting against in her initial election bid. We don't need to play those clips again, but Fani Willis did everything that she said she wouldn't do. She did everything that she accused her predecessors of doing, and that she was going to clean up. And then here we are. Fani Willis wins the Democrat nomination in Fulton County once again.
Oh, it was really important to show that basically the citizens of the county have faith in her.
And you won't believe who was caught in the crowd. None other than ya boy, Nathan Wade. Little lover boy Nathan Wade just casually shows up. Who cares about optics? Who cares about everything that's been uncovered? Nothing has changed. They're celebrating. They're boozing and schmoozing. It's business as normal. You can't make this stuff up. These two individuals should be completely disgraced at this point. They should have resigned 10 times over. But instead, they get elected again. Instead, Fulton County Democrats show up with no hesitation and put them right back into the same positions of power. It would be unbelievable if it wasn't so unsurprising and so believable in the current state of the Democrat Party. Again, two people who, in my opinion, should be totally ostracized aren't. Instead, what's happening is they get to go on MSNBC and deal with nonsense fluff piece journalism where they could pretend as if they're the victims and as if they did nothing wrong. And of course, they're the victims of racist attacks.
Oh, we're the best of friends. We're great friends. Being attacked this way, the only other person on the planet who knows what I'm going through, and I know what she's going through. We communicate daily. We talked all the time, but we talked about the case. It was about business.
Jim Jordan has time after time after time attacked my office with no legitimate purpose. They are trying to attack me at every level. I need people around the country to support me, big and small, to say that we are going to be a country that still believes in the rule of law. We are not going to allow people to be attacked while they do their job.
It's unbelievable, but I don't even blame them. I don't blame MSNBC, although, of course, their propaganda is a part of it. I don't blame Fani Willis or Nathan Wade. They're simple career opportunists and let's say financial opportunists who are just looking for a good payday and great career opportunities. I don't blame them. I blame the voters. That really has to be the focus here. Deep blue Democrat voters in these extremely partisan districts and extremely partisan cities, again, are proving the claim that I'm making here. Their number one priority isn't living a good life. It isn't having a fair system that treats everybody equally. It's the exact opposite. They don't care about massive inflation. They don't care about rampant crime. They don't care about any of that. All they want is to see Donald Trump behind bars. All they want is for Donald Trump to be the boogeyman, the main adversary, the evil villain of the story, and they just want to elect people who will do anything, who won't stop at anything to see that Donald Trump is ruined. That's it. That is their voting priority. It's absolutely disgraceful. That's why people like Alvin Bragg are getting elected, Letitia James, Fani Willis, and it goes on and on. That's why Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow still have shows. In fact, they're two of the most popular left-wing hosts on any left-wing cable news network. You would think that two nutcases who constantly lie and spew the most hateful nonsense, you would expect that those people would be pariahs, would slowly fade into irrelevancy. But no, they're the most popular hosts within that realm, because that realm, again, doesn't care about good policy. They only care about weaponizing the system, abusing power to get what they want. The ends justify the means. The end, of course, is getting Donald Trump no matter what, stopping him from attaining any sort of power no matter what, and the means is lying, abusing power, corruption, manipulating the public, ceding more power to government, or at least Democrat government, or Democrat plants within these federal agencies. They've made it known, they've made it clear. In fact, they kind of explicitly just say it. Here's a seemingly benign clip from Claire McCaskill. A lot of people, and especially leftoids, watch this and it seems perfectly normal to them. But I said seemingly benign because it's anything but. It's a massive red flag if you're actually paying attention and listening to the words being used.
I am still at the point when I walk through the grocery store, people come up to me and grab my hand and say, "We're going to be okay, aren't we? He won't win, will he? They won't let him back in the Oval Office, will they?" So I do think there is a level of panic out there because some people who look at all the facts and circumstances go, wait a minute, how could this be tied? Right? How could this be tied after everything that has occurred?
He won't win, will he? They won't let him back in the Oval Office, will they? That is the language coming out of people who are constantly talking about democracy. They won't let him back in, will they? Who's they? And who gets to decide or let somebody back in? I'm pretty sure that's the job of the voters, but no, according to Democrats, that's the job of Jack Smith. That's the job of Letitia James. They're signaling that Donald Trump must be put in prison. He must be stopped. That's why they tried pulling him off the ballot. That's why they're indicting him. That's why they tried impeaching him. That's why they wanted to use the 25th Amendment, the 14th Amendment. That's why Nancy Pelosi is so popular despite her, lack of capabilities. And obviously Democrats know this. Democrats know that they could essentially operate with impunity. Maybe not in purple and swing states, maybe not in competitive districts, but in their havens, they can do and say what they want. Here's another saying the quiet part out loud moment. This one from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
And by the way, he's doing it in the South Bronx not to make a point, but because he's got court. And the man practically has the legal version of an ankle bracelet around him, and he can't leave the 5 boroughs because he always has to be in court. And so it is truly an embarrassment to him. And I am looking forward to the response of everyday Bronxites talking about how they feel about him coming to their backyard.
Just openly admitting it, openly saying it. That's what it is. That's the purpose. She's blowing off the fact that Donald Trump's doing a rally in South Bronx, where there's a sentiment that's growing more in favor of Donald Trump, albeit a very small sentiment, a small group of people within the area at large.
Everybody's struggling. People are getting desperate too. That brings the crime up. When you get poverty and you get a bunch of people that come here that get actually more benefits than the people that been here, then what?
This is real America. This right here, people are paying 30, 40% more. We were just going to buy Windex to clean the windshield. Everything is expensive. Everybody is hurting. People need to see that their leader cares about them, and Donald Trump does care about them, and that's why he's coming here.
Why do you want to see Donald Trump tomorrow?
But Donald Trump is the man. Everybody wants to see Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is the man.
Donald Trump's rallying in the South Bronx, but AOC's downplaying it. Oh, he's only doing that because we put a, metaphorical ankle monitor on him, and he has no other choice. She is celebrating the lawfare campaign. And well, of course, we know the underlying premise that she's working with is that the whole thing is legitimate, therefore she's saying and doing nothing wrong, but we know Alvin Bragg's case is anything but legitimate. It's yet again an abuse of power. It's a George Soros rogue DA running amok. Just reiterate what I said in the intro. This This is the new Democrat MO. This is the priority of Democrat voters. Destroying the country, destroying freedom as we know it, destroying separations of power and independence and investigations, essentially wanting to get rid of or dismantle anything that gets in their way, regardless of how much chaos and destruction and dismay it'll cause in the end. Absolutely unbelievable stuff, but sadly enough, every time I say that, I gotta correct myself. Totally believable stuff. Par for the course. This is where we are. This is how it is. I guess the only thing I can do, or the only thing I know to do here, is highlight it and hope that, some people care. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.